See, I've been disgusted by my decisions. Yeah, I'm strong-willed. And I shook so many hands, but I kept making the wrong deal. I had to scratch and claw my way up. I'm still climbing, it's a long hill. Keep doing my 9 to 5 even though I know I'm in the wrong field. See, I want the adulation, but never dreamed of a lavish life. And I know it's hard to believe, but sometimes it's not just black or white. I never bought into a fantasy. See, my happiness is my paradise, and I had to be aware, like, is this my friend or a parasite? Because I was hungry from the start, but I never lost my appetite. So I kept eating crumbs, hoping I could have a slice. You see, one mistake could cost me, but this may never happen twice. Now I'm no longer in control of my own life, but is it worth the sacrifice? Because at the beginning I loved this, till I signed in the dotted line. My life belongs to me now, so I'm going to take back what is mine, though I wanted it all, but you can have it back. Crack the smile behind the screen. Daily panic attacks. So is the grass always greener? Just be careful what you wish for. I've given my fans everything! And they still want me to give more. Because everybody's envious. Like, why you? That's my dream. I'm exhausted because I've been on the move since 19 and my energy's being zapped away. Can't help but feel lethargic because I started to lose interest in how I've been regarded. I wish there was a rewind button, or maybe I could restart it. So take me back to who I used to be, because the old me has departed. Imagine the glitz and glamour and anything you could ask for. Got more stamps than I can count on my passport. See, I've become the product because everyone wants to buy me. I'm talking daily talk shows and being sponsored by Nike. It's a bloody mess. It's a bloody mess. I feel like I just walked into a crime scene. A young kid with so much power. You don't know half the things that I've seen. I'm not a god, but yet you put me on a pedestal. This used to mean everything to me. But now, I just regret it. Oh. I know, man. I'm fucked up.
Even being fucked up, you rhyme pretty well. Be careful what you wish for. The true treasures of life live not in the results, but in the journey. An unwritten law. Feels like most of us need an attorney. But as with every puzzle, there's a pattern to this mystery. So let's just retrace our steps. Can you tell me a bit about your history?
Okay. See, I don't need to plant the seeds to be rooted beyond the ground. My family tree sits beneath me as I'm stepping out of bounds, because this ground is sacred. So I'll worship the steps that I take to make it, because even the most complex solutions can't start without the basics. I look towards God to guide me and to protect me from myself. All the pain that's been inflicted, all the suffering I've been dealt. I want to walk in the footsteps of my ancestors so I can taste the blood that runs through me. After all, my personality is just a part of me that you see. I want to know if they were heroic or deceitful. I just hope they wasn't evil. Maybe I was a descendant of royalty. If I was alive back then, I wonder if they would spoil me, or maybe I'd be fighting for my life, plagued by disease. After all, life has a way to humble you and bring you to your knees. I wonder if they'd be proud by the path that I chose, or be disappointed because whilst others move around me, I just seem to lie low. The type to walking on a tightrope with a blindfold. I never had my own opinion. I feel like I lived most of my life with my eyes closed. But let's think about the benefits. See, modern society has far surpassed the way they live their lives. But I do imagine, what if I could see the world through their eyes? See, back in the Victorian times, lifespan was low. You'd be lucky to live to 40. If I became sick, there was no easy solution. A little medicine won't cure me. Imagine a time where bathing was a luxury, where overpopulation was the norm, and even the rich weren't living comfortably. The poor were like flies, swatted away. Whilst the middle class could afford the basic things, but it was nothing like today. The air full of black smoke due to the pollution. And what's there to do for fun? Nothing like a freak show or a public execution. There was no freedom to express your art. Buskers were arrested before performing. And that's why secret groups started forming. See, slavery had been abolished, but the after effects still remained, with black people treated like animals prodded in a cage. And modesty was a must for women. Even showing your ankles would have had you mocked and ridiculed. This is a time where you're expected to fall in line because nobody was ever critical. But let's take it back a little further. In a world where stepping outside would probably lead you to being murdered, because there was no police and criminals ran the streets. Imagine sleeping in a death trap or puddles of urine at your feet. The Industrial Revolution made things more accessible for the public, whilst hygiene was way more disgusting. For every 1,000 children born, half wouldn't live past the age of 2. See, every day is a blessing when you don't know what age you'll make it to. Entertainment was like a pay-per-view. From opera to theatre, imagine where you could take it to. Without government support, families were left to fend for themselves. You can't just go to a friend for some help because most likely your friend needs the help. And education was a privilege and not a right like today. The poor would barely sleep at night and have to fight in the day. The 1700s may have been a difficult time for sure, but let's take it back a little more.
Okay, wait. I love that you're a historian. You like to tell us about the facts and all of that and all the acts. But I'm asking about your history.
This is a place where my heritage began as a Turkish Cypriot man.
Okay.
This is a time where women had no rights and sold at the highest bidder for auction, where workers were given no rights and would literally die of exhaustion, where the norm was extortion, where women were raped and told it was a crime to have an abortion. And there was 90% in poverty, because they lived in an agrarian economy. Because my history is suffused in mystery that's more complex than a dictionary. Because this ground is sacred. So I'll worship the steps that I take to make it. Because even the most complex solutions can't start without the basics.
Okay. The past is that for a reason. You need to get through it to find your peace, and every memory, every cringe and turn on the wrong road, every victory and time you got told, every summer escape from the British cold brushes away the layers to the day that you strike gold. But as you get older, you can find joy in the past. A misplaced emotion gives way to nostalgia.
So what are you saying? What do you want me to say?
I want you to tell me about your childhood.
I don't think I'm comfortable with that, man.
Bro, you're a headline show, you gotta say something, you get me? Okay, fine. Don't tell me about the bad times. Tell me about the good things, the good parts of your childhood.
I don't... Okay. I'll do it. See, television was a huge part of my life. Back in the early days. Back in the 90s, I used to play pretend thinking I was Aladdin, trying to rub my lamp thinking my 3 wishes could come true. And here it goes. Sipping on orange soda, wondering what Keenan and Kel was gonna do. See, one too many times I was saved by the bell. Zach was the coolest. Screech was funny. I just wish I had a chance to date Kel Lee. It took me way back to a time before dinosaurs roamed the earth. And Lion King was an obsession. Simba met a fate that he truly didn't deserve.
Arguable, but okay.
He did though. Seeing football was a part of the culture. Watching Manchester United dominate the competition. See, Fergie had us on a mission. He would talk his way through anything, just like a politician. But as the clock struck midnight, it awoke me to the millennium. 90s were a thing of the past, no more denim on denim. Then 9/11 came crashing down and struck us in its poisonous venom. As a 7-year-old, I was horrified, hoping they could get him. Music was a big thing for me. Eminem was my idol. I remember saying his lyrics over and over again like it was a recital, and WWE was the most fun. I feel sorry for my little sis. From the rock bottom to the pedigree to the stunner, she had to hide or she was getting it. But as we scroll through to my teenage years, Harry Potter was what I was raised on. Me and my friends used to watch it through the night and wonder where the day's gone, and MSN got me talking shit, thinking I was cool. I used to think I could swim but ended up drinking half the pool. N-Dubs were my favorite group. Nah. N-Dubs were my favorite group, so influential to me they changed my youth. From Kanye to Jay-Z got me thinking I could run this town. While Dizzy Tinchy and Skepta took me back to the underground. I remember thinking I was rich with £100. All the drinking I used to do, it makes you wonder how I function now. And what happened to Blockbuster? I spent all my change renting out the DVDs. I remember the Walkman phones, the iPods, and the MP3s. When BlackBerry came out, BBM took me out of this moment. YouTube is where I found my components. See, Black Eyed Peas got me questioning, where is the love? And Akon was on fire, you couldn't stop him from tearing it up. And Sean Kingston made me appreciate the beautiful girls. Because every time we touched the dance floor, let me loose from myself. And Kanye taught me not to trust these gold diggers. See, an hourglass shape was not designed to make your soul richer. The London streets was like a war zone, but it was hard to see the whole picture. Thousands of dead teenagers buried in our backyard, but we kept digging it to make the hole bigger. High School Musical was just a phase. Then along come Justin Bieber. I call it toilet music because I wish it could be flushed away. And fashion was ancestry. I feel like everything was custom made. See, everything was on display. Although I wanted to keep it tucked away. But by the early 2010s, I barely survived. The riots struck the streets. We had the scariest times. And low-key educated me about the system whilst Eminem returned to the scene. He came back from addiction. And Tiny Temper made me believe my future was written in the stars. Whilst Michael Jackson passed, his music lived through our hearts. And Justin Bieber became a little bit more likable. Ed Sheeran showed me success is based on talent. You don't always have to look like a model. And Rihanna and Beyonce became the icons of the scene. Adele's voice reminds you of a dream. And Bruno Mars brought you back to an old school sound, whilst Eminem became a touch of an overused style. And J. Cole and Kendrick were the new kids on the block. See, when mumble rap took over, it was like hip hop had stopped, and Alicia Keys' voice was beautiful. I savored every word. But the world shook for me the day that Grenfell had occurred. Innocent families trapped inside a building with no escape. We watched them burn alive. All we could do was hope and pray. As I entered into the next decade, I look back on what I left behind. It feels like we're all in the station, but there is no exit sign. See, the rise of PlayStation and the internet changed the way we communicate, where we feel like we're in touch with the world, but we exist in a lucid state. And Tinder made me swipe right, but I never got to choose my fate. In a capitalist society, materialism rules the way, and pop culture defined who I turned out to be. Listening to NF gave me wings till I learned to defy belief, and nostalgia is truly the sweetest gift that anyone could ever give to us. And sex sells, but it doesn't mean you have to live through lust, and Netflix and chill, but it spills into our daily lives as streaming sites got us up all night. I think this decade has awoken me to the truth that entertainment is just a distraction that keeps us tied to our youth.
Nostalgia is a medicine. Nostalgia is a medicine. Though our past can be difficult, the good times is what makes you see the silver lining behind everything. There's an exercise I want us to do. See, I call myself a logger because I chop away at roots. I turn wood to cinder, fan a flame, and lighten or shame, people tend not to leave the same. Let's let the old fade to grey and give some space for you to be renewed. I want you to take a minute, and think about your childhood self and what they would think about you.
Okay. See, if I could talk to the younger me, I'd say, fuck life. Who gives a fuck about a 9 to 5? Life's a clock that's passing by till it's time to die. And no one cares about you. So why should you care about them? And who cares about the friends? Just throw them in the gutter because that's where you found them. You've been kicked to the curb, but you're still running back. People weren't just running circles around you. They were running laps. The sweetest spot is where the money's at, but somehow you still fell into a honey trap. I'd say brighten up, kid. You got your whole life to live. One day you'll be looking back thinking, look at what I did. Your pen is like Excalibur's sword, only you hold the power to lift the curse. I know you buried your thoughts, just be grateful that no one had to dig through dirt. Trust me, I know you had to live through worse. The only way to relieve the pain is when it's dispersed. The taste of freedom will never really quench your thirst. Remember, every beginning has to have an ending first. But what have you done for yourself? And why are you so great? Seems to me like you run into a dead end, you consoled your own fate, you can barely hold a conversation and you have no mates, and you're so fragile someone could make you upset by telling you to go away. If anything, looking at you makes me uncomfortable. Everyone's there to help you up once you stumble and fall. The same vultures attack and you haven't figured out this jungle is cruel. Well, if this is my future, then I'm done with it all. Look at the way you look. If I was you, I'd be ashamed to look in the mirror. Maybe I should give you a meal plan and see what you're cooking for dinner. And maybe I'll take you more serious if you was a bit slimmer. See, I was cooking up a storm while she was letting it simmer. Let's face it, you're a loser, I'm more of a winner. Religion's your salvation, but I was born to be a sinner. So I'm grateful. Thanks for showing me what to do. Because you may want to be me, but I will never be you.
Evening, yeah. The guy who sent me, I don't know, man. I got him to talk about his childhood, and his childhood was insulting him. I'm not sure if there's much I can do, to be honest. This is a bit outside of my... Yeah, I know, but... See, the way the treatment works is that it's meant to reveal something about themselves. They're meant to get better, but he just...
Let go of the page whilst the wind brings the change. See, the pain won't leave but gets lighter as we age. See, the things you hold on to limit the way you engage. If you could only free yourself from self-sabotage and rage. I see that you fold from the pain, though sun comes after rain. Did you forget? You hope for the same, though there is no one left to blame. Soul is the brain, but you fail to entertain. Strong is the chain, and consequently, my friend, you can't choose your lane. So I'll ask you, do you let your turmoil destroy your path to death? Or are you going to speak life into your head? Forget the tribe which you have led, see all the thousands of tears that you have wept. Gliding along this path of your authenticity, strive to attain a level of contempt. You see, pain makes you sharper, though perseverance can trigger your freedom. The path is a double entendre. Your wins complement your losses, and usually your losses are the foundation to your uprise.
I've lost self-respect. You see, no one seems to like me. Tonight I want to change myself. So who should I be? I felt trapped for so long, but now I'm free. I walk down these treacherous roads, but now I'm running from my psyche. Because now I'm about to explode out this cage with this murderous rage. And those who were afraid of me at the start are stepping further away. But don't worry, here's a front seat. In fact, I prefer you to stay. But be warned, because you won't survive without being hurt from the pain. I've tried to conform, but deep down, I'm tired of it all. You're witnessing a miracle, because once I rise, I never fall. How is it fair that you cause the damage and then hide from it all? Tried to be the nice guy, but now I'm spiteful and I'm cruel. I had to expose the calamity before I made a scene. Now I'm the thief, so I'm going to take from you what you failed to take from me. You wanted the show, so sit back and turn the lights down low. But you don't deserve a second chance. It's your time to go. You created a monster, because I thrive off the fear. I'm going to blow you all away without wiping a tear. You tormented me every day. I lived a miserable existence. So let's compare the situation. I bet you can't tell the difference. I was once full of hope, so I lost my ambition. I refuse to be another cog in the system. So get the fuck off the floor. I ain't playing no games. You better hold still, because I'm taking my aim. They start to beg and they plead about making a change, but now you push me too far. Now I'm crazy, deranged. I want you to take one last look around and see what you're missing. Because now you know how it feels to be a prisoner without being locked in prison. Because now we swap positions. Yeah, I'm not the victim. Now you're sitting there helpless without a pot to piss in. But I'm going to give you a chance to say your final words, because I want to hear what you got to say, even though it's more than what you deserve. Please, bro. I didn't know anything was wrong. Just let me and my brother go. We'll give you anything you want. Money, women, I swear you can have the lot. We used to take the piss, but I swear that would stop. Look at you, Mr. Perfect. You always think you're right. You didn't care when you barged past me. You're always impolite. I'll carve your brother open and use it to paint this picture nice. And after I'm done, I swear you have a sister, right? You bastard. Keep our sister out your mouth. And you really think you'll never get found out? And you want to know why we picked on you? It's because it entertained us to make you miserable. And we'd do it again if we had the chance. Because we're always better than you. You never stood a chance. Shut up. Look, I'm sorry for what my brother said. It's okay, I'm already gone for your sister. What's next? Or for your mother's head? And you finally open your mouth, it's your turn to speak, so you better make it count. The truth is, yes, we made your life hell. At the start, it was a bit of fun, but I could tell that it had gone too far. Maybe it was wrong not to stop it. Instead of carrying on the joke, I know I should have changed the topic. I never saw things from your perspective. I guess I was just selfish. I'd hate to be in your position, because every day you was helpless. I can understand where you're coming from, because believe me, we both felt this. Our mother used to take her anger out on us every day we was belted. This isn't easy, but believe me, we can get through this. And I swear we'll never call you stupid. And I swear we'll never trash your lunch. I'm terrified of the thought of what we have become. We'll stop tripping in the halls and constantly poking fun. I admire you deep down, seeing how much you've overcome. So put down the knife, and let's just all be friends. I know that we're the ones who started it, so let's agree to make it end. Okay, I hear you out. You have some valid points. Still haven't changed your mind though, so that's it, boys. Now that you're seeing your brother die right before your eyes. Now you understand the suffering I felt dying every day inside. Now you suffer like I did, except you won't by asking why. I'm not finished with him. It's time to see the rest of your family die.